What would a green economy look like? What would it take to have an environmentally friendly way of living? Right now, a country's success is often gauged by its GDP, its gross domestic product. This measures how much a country produces in a year. Since this is a measure of success, the obvious desire is to maximize it. This seems reasonable. A strong country would manufacture many things. It is a sign of great productivity, prowess, and vision. The problem is that the only way to manufacture things is to consume natural resources. By maximizing production, we are maximizing the consumption of our natural resources, which are obviously limited. So within this model of believing that the success of a country is based on its gross domestic product, we will never have a green economy. So what else can we base the success of a country on? Well, the question actually begins with us, because it is us as the individuals that make up the whole. At this point, we have been told that our success is based on how much money we make, how big our house is, how many cars we have, or where we go on vacation. This is the same philosophy that tells us that the success of a country depends on how many resources it consumes. This may seem like a strange way to say it, but the bigger our house is, the more trees that had to be cut, the more aluminum that had to be mined, the more clay that had to be formed into bricks, and so on. The same goes for our cars, our iPhones, our clothes, etc. The more we have, the more natural resources we've consumed. This is understandable because in the time that we are coming out of, this was the sign of wealth and prestige. It's not evil. It's just the society that we have been raised in. So as we move into this new time, we get to ask ourselves, how else could I measure my success and happiness as a human being? How else can I measure my wealth beyond economics? Perhaps wealth is measured by how many good friends we have. Maybe by how much free time we have to pursue personal interests. Maybe the joy of learning is shown by how many languages we speak. Maybe our investment in the next generation is shown by the success of our school systems, looking at how effective our teaching methods are to reach all children's unique ways of learning and seeing the world. Maybe our dedication to family is reflected by the length of maternity and paternity leaves. Or maybe we look at the mental health of the population, how many people are struggling with depression, anxiety, or addiction. Maybe we look at the minimum wage of a country. What is the basic earning of all people? Or maybe we look at the number of successful entrepreneurs. The model for success in each country will be dependent upon the desires of the individuals within it. Of course, this brings up many philosophical questions. How does one gauge happiness? How do you measure the success or the well-being of an individual? This is the point of our thought experiment. To imagine a world where success is not linked to maximizing manufacturing or perhaps even profit. To imagine a society with an economy that truly works in harmony with nature, where we don't measure our success based on the consumption of natural resources, where we use our minds to find clever solutions, where both humans and our environment grow, prosper, and thrive. This is the nature of our question. It may seem strange to think that we have this power, to dream in a new concept of economy, but we are moving into a time where our reality will be much less governed, if at all, by institutions and authorities, and much more based on the truth within each individual. There is a shift happening. Something much more beautiful is coming. We just have to hold the vision and dream it into reality.